Hey, welcome back to Newbreed Film Reviews, and my name is Dave. Back, Brian's on a podcast, Paul's on a podcast, of course.
Yo, what's going on, guys?
Same trio. Paul's back from a little hiatus.
Yep, I had to take last week off.
Yep. We're on episode 12, and this episode we are going to talk about the most epic movie deaths. So, who wants to kick that one off?
Your topic, you can do it.
Well, all right then.
Brian, if you just point at the camera like that, it looks like you're pointing at either one of us.
Well, just so you know, in my mind, I was pointing at you because you were boasting about your epic death list.
I don't like to start it off, though. I like to just butt in.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna kick it off, and I'm gonna kick it off really strong. Let's see if you guys could just be at my level for the rest of the podcast. You ready?
Ready.
You ready for this one? I don't know if you're ready. Tony Montana, Scarface.
Have that one. Definitely have that one on my list.
Dude got...
Say hello to my little friend.
Yes. Dude got cranked up and got shot probably like 30 times and didn't go down and takes out like 40 assassins.
Dude, he had that, like, a pile of cocaine on his desk, and he just kept dropping his face into it.
Yeah, and it's probably realistic, honestly. If you do that much cocaine, you can
probably feel invincible, yeah.
Yeah. But
I've watched Cops once or twice, and yeah, that's definitely happened.
Yeah. So that's my first pick. I think that's one of the most, it's up there for like one of the most iconic movie deaths, like, who doesn't know that story and the way that one ends, and
right.
It's like pure testosterone. Guy goes all out, last stand, taking out like tons of assassins, coked up. That's my first pick.
That's a good one. That's at the bar. Paul, you want to go for the next one?
I can go.
Okay.
So,
you want to play? Okay, I'm sorry.
That's all right. Number one on my list was, Jack Nicholson's character in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Dude.
When he gets suffocated, with the pillow after getting the, I don't remember what that's called, but got his brain cut out, basically.
Lobotomized.
It's a lobotomy. And, he didn't want to be a zombie. He didn't want to live out the rest of his life like that. So his little Indian buddy, came over and suffocated him, and I just thought that was epic.
His little Indian buddy.
Dude, could I just add one thing to that? Like, it's off topic from this episode. I wish I would have picked that for movies to see before you die. That is a good one. That is an incredible movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Kubrick is one of those people that you have to watch his movies.
Space Odyssey, Full Metal Jacket,
Yeah, so good.
Dude, Full Metal Jacket's great. All right. Who's, you up, Bri?
Yeah. So I'm gonna bring mine in on a, semi-funny but really twisted, black comedy sense of humor when you really think about this.
I like it.
And, it's really messed up to laugh about it, but the way that it plays out in the movie is pretty hilarious. So I'm gonna go with, RoboCop toxic waste death.
Dude, that's freaking amazing.
Is that on your list?
Yeah. Dude, it's not, but I'm so ashamed of myself. It isn't.
I
call him.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, dude, he's like, woo! Like, he's like,
yeah, dude, he melts. Like, he got the toxic waste on him, he just completely melts, and he's just screaming at the top of his lungs. But it's comedic to watch.
I passed by RoboCop last night on either Netflix or Hulu. And
no, this is the old one,
like, this was the original. Kristen was just like, no, we're not watching RoboCop.
Dude, all right. RoboCop is so ahead of its time, like ultra violence. That shit is like one of my favorite 80s movies. But yeah, Brian, that's a hell of a death, dude. You know what my nickname for that dude is? I call him Walking Pain. Because like, he's the epitome.
As he's walking, his legs and his arms are just melting and he's screaming.
He is the effing epitome of like suffering and pain.
Yeah.
He was like, help me. Woo!
As his face is like falling off. He looks like a box of crayons, like just melted in the sun.
Bro, but how about when he got hit by the car and disintegrated?
Yeah.
his head rolls over the top of the car.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah, that guy got it real bad.
Dude, great one.
So good call.
Oh yeah. Call. All right. It's anything else on Walk in Pain?
That is an iconic one. If you're listening right now, when you get the chance, just YouTube that. Like YouTube Toxic Waste Death Scene in RoboCop, and you'll laugh at it, but you'll feel bad for laughing at it because you're watching a guy melt.
Dude,
you'll laugh when you're watching it.
I always thought about like God, that must be so painful. Like acid burns and waste burns. Good God.
I burned my finger on a pan tonight. It's 425 degrees.
Dude, liquid's gonna get in every single crevice of your body. Imagine the suffering. Oh God. Alright, I got another good one. This one's pretty epic. Bri, I got some crazy silly ones like that too, but one of my more serious ones that I thought was like extremely iconic is King Leonidas in 300.
Oh yeah. That's a good one. I didn't put that on my list, but very good pick.
Talk about epic.
Yeah. That dude had balls of steel. He did.
Spoilers.
And abs.
Spoilers, even though the story's from like what, the 1700s?
Yeah.
King Leonidas dies if you don't know.
Think a little bit further back.
Yeah. He, at the end of the movie, there's basically like no way out. Like they just stood their ground as much as they could, and Leonidas stands there and he has like hundreds of dudes shoot like arrows at him, and like he sees them like coming down on him from the sky, and it like blacks out the sun in a way.
Yeah, there's so many.
Super epic. Talk about going out on your shield.
And going out and talk about, standing for what you believe in and riding it all the way to the death,
Yeah. Super epic death.
Alright. So that leads us up to me, right? So here's one that it's epic because let me try this again. It's epic because when we were kids watching this movie or any movie, they never really showed anyone our age dying, right? It was always a grown up. Like if someone died in a kid's movie, it was usually like a parent to make us all really sad, but they never really had like kids our age dying until My Girl. When My Girl came out and Macaulay Culkin's character died of the bee stings.
Yeah.
Like to me, that was just an epic death because it was like the first time seeing someone relative in age to me and having to deal with death like that. You know what I mean?
That was a sad death.
Yeah.
Even when as a kid, like when I was younger, like I felt bad. Like I was like, damn, this is like depressing.
Yeah, you definitely, that's one of those movies that you feel the pain and the sorrow of the characters and it really, makes you involved when you watch that. So yeah, that's one that one gets you.
Tugged on the heartstrings.
Yeah.
That's a good pick, Paul.
Well, thank you.
So I'm going to take this one in on a childhood movie that I watched, and it became very popular. And actually, the actor that was in the movie is very well known now, and this is one of his first ones. But this death scene made me
Stand
scared.
By Me.
No, this death scene made me scared to sleep in bed at night. It really honestly did. And I'm going to have to go Nightmare on Elm Street. Johnny Depp getting pulled through the bed and the gushing blood coming through there.
That's a classic.
Yeah, and that's almost like Quentin Tarantino blood on that scene.
Yeah.
Cause it's like a geyser that shoots out of the middle of the bed, but he just reaches up and grabs him down through the middle of the bed, and then all that gush of blood. I was so scared as a little kid watching that movie.
Dude, did it shoot through his stomach?
He like clawed up through the bed, through his stomach.
He just grabbed him. He just grabbed him. Okay. Little side note, dude, it's so ironic you mention that because I've been playing as Freddy in like one of the Mortal Kombats, kicking ass. It's Freddy. I'm loving it. I can't wait to play as the Predator in Mortal Kombat X.
Yep.
It's gonna be epic.
Jason too.
Sound like my cat purring.
That's my best Predator impression. Thanks, Paul, for
putting me down.
Killing my self-esteem.
Apparently my internet quality right now isn't good enough for for video. So
that's all right. We're on
you guys,
audio.
yeah,
You got him for audio?
Yeah, he's good. I can hear him.
All right, Dave.
All right.
Ahead.
So, Bri, this death is near and dear to your heart. We've talked about it often. And I'm going to have to say, Denton Van Zandt, Matthew McConaughey, lunging at the dragon in Rain of Fire and getting gobbled up.
That was an ultimately epic death scene.
That shit is epic. If I could just break this down, dude went toe-to-toe with a dragon. Like, he has a battle axe on top of, like, this tower. He shoots a grenade fucking arrow, and the shit detonates, and they both get hurt. And just like a savage, like, drool coming out his mouth. He's like, ah! He gets up, he launches
himself off the tower, yeah.
Yep, toe-to-toe with a dragon, and he just gets swallowed up. But it was, dude, when he got eaten, I was in shock.
Yeah.
Like, cause he's a cool character. I was sitting there like, no, he's gonna like axe his way out its belly any second now.
Men in Black status.
Yeah, dude, but no, he got eaten.
Yeah. No, but that's a good one.
Yeah.
And he's a likable character in the movie, and you're right. You know, when he dies, you're like, I don't want him to die. Why are we keeping Christian Bale on this movie? Because Christian Bale wasn't much to look at or much to deal with in that whole movie.
Matthew McConaughey. To look at, eh?
Well, I'm saying Matthew McConaughey made that movie.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, Christian Bale is not a main driver for. He was not going to win any Academy Awards for that film.
No, he was.
I never saw it.
He's dry.
Oh God, we just ruined it for Paul.
Yeah, we did.
It's okay.
It's still an epic movie, dude.
It is. Me and Dave talk about it all the time. They got to do a prequel.
Yeah.
They got to do a prequel of that movie and show like Matthew McConaughey and his crew catching dragons before they got to like Europe. I think that'd be cool.
Definitely.
Wait,
definitely.
What? They catch dragons?
They catch and kill dragons. Yep.
Oh, I so want to see this movie.
Dragon Hunters. Paul, no bull. You have the new Hobbit movies and people rave about Smaug's like effects. Dude, I'm not even kidding you. Rain of Fire is on par or if not better looking. Like, and that shit came out in 2002.
Yep.
Like, dope dragon effects. Epic.
That's a good pick, Dave. I like that one.
Who's up?
Paulie.
Okay. I have kind of a combination one. The two deaths aren't related to each other, but they're from the same franchise of movies. So, Yoda and Obi-Wan Kenobi, their deaths both respectively have been pretty epic. Obi-Wan, of course, is battling Darth Vader and he just kind of gives up and disappears. And Yoda takes 20 years to die. Every time you think that dude's dead, he still has more to say to Luke. And
not I am.
Right, pretty much. He's like 1,000 years old.
Yeah.
And he's just like, yeah, I'm tired. I'm gonna die now.
Yeah.
So.
When Yoda died, dude, he kind of just like, he disappeared, right? He just like faded away.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was just kind of laying there. Die now, I must. And he just like,
he's just constantly like, Luke.
Yeah.
Dude.
But he comes, he corrects me, correct me if I'm wrong. He comes back and, as like a
ghost.
Like a spirit.
Him and Obi-Wan
like a spirit or something, right?
Yeah. You know what did him in, dude? The strain for lifting up the X-Wing.
I know, that shit was too heavy for that old man.
He was elderly, dude.
Yeah, he couldn't do that. And, he could probably do it in his younger days, but not where he was.
In essence, Luke killed Yoda. It's his fault.
The Force was weak with him,
Yeah. Did him in. That's a good one, dude. So your pick was like Yoda or was it Obi-Wan when he got sawed in half?
It was kind of both. I think Yoda's was more epic. But Obi-Wan's was an emotional one because Luke just met this dude. He introduces him to his religion. And then Luke's like, oh, I totally understand that religion. I'm going to join it. And then, so here's his master chief of said religion. And like an hour after he meets the guy, he just gets knifed down.
Yeah.
And it's like, just yesterday I was at home drinking blue milk with my aunt and uncle, and now here I am, battling freaking stormtroopers and Darth Vader. Like, what's going on? It was just, I don't know. They're both epic in their own right.
Yeah. Dude, since you're dropping Star Wars deaths, how about when Vader died? Dude, Vader picked up the Emperor and he got zapped and he sacrificed himself. That shit's epic.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I, for whatever reason, didn't put that on my list.
Those are good picks, man.
That's some valid points you have there.
We could throw in Boba Fett when he fell down the what is that pit called? SARS or something pit, I forgot. But with the
Sarlacc.
Yeah, something like that. Dude, I want to see a Boba Fett movie.
They're coming out with one. They're doing a spin-off series.
What? Yeah, they're going to do a couple different spin-offs of, you know how like Marvel does independent ones and then they do group ones? Yeah. So Star Wars is coming up with the idea to have independent, characters within the movie, having their own movie, or having their own separate movie than Star Wars.
Dude, who would make a good Boba Fett? That's the question.
No idea, man.
Well, it has to look like
Tom Hardy.
No,
he has like an Indian, he has like an Indian look. The Rock is too big. Yeah, he is. He'd have to get smaller for it.
He can't fit into armor.
No.
Yeah, I would love to see that. Who's up? You, Bri?
Yep. So this one is, the ending scene of Django Unchained when he is in the plantation.
Oh my god, dude.
Dude, I just want to know, how many buckets of blood they used for that scene.
Yeah.
Cause Jamie Foxx is just running around shooting everyone and there's just blood flying everywhere.
Yeah.
And he's like using guys to like, shield himself and it's just, I don't know, gallons and gallons and gallons and gallons of blood in that scene.
Dude, it was crazy. He was doing like jumping dives like sideways and just like popping people and like you said, like gusher status, like just fountains of like blood just squirting out of people. It was ridiculous.
Completely unrealistic, but it was fun to watch.
Remember when I gave you, no, he was like, Blueberry, remember when I gave you that apple?
I gave you that apple that one time, Blueberry. I was gonna say that, remember the horse death where he shoots the horse and like, the horse's like neck turns and then like blood gushes out.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that final scene in the plantation is a pretty epic death scene.
Is. I like the way you bleed, boy.
Yeah.
That movie was great.
That was.
Django's a very touchy movie to get into.
It is. You can't, you come across as a racist if you say like, you really, really like that movie. But
I
for what it was.
Yeah. For entertainment value, I loved the movie. I thought it was great. It had awesome dialogue, awesome script. To talk about the elephant in the room, it was the use of a certain derogatory word and.
Which word is that?
Oh, we can't even go there, dude.
No. Just kidding.
Blueberry. Let's just say that, but,
and Tarantino, it's coming from Tarantino, which is,
but when you break it
he's
down.
He's racist in general.
But when you break it down, like, that's what was used back then, you know?
Yeah. Realistically, that's what was used during slave times. Yeah.
It was gratuitous though. Like, I kinda agree with that, you know? Is it my go?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So I picked some serious ones. I'm gonna have to like lighten it up right now. I'm gonna have to say the Predator. When he activated his bomb and he just went, ha ha ha, and just blew up and Arnie runs away and dives into the pond and, that shit was pretty epic. Yeah. Predator wasn't getting taken live. He had to blow himself up.
'Cause he's that much of a badass.
Yeah. Well,
I got a funny one.
What?
Deep Blue Sea. Samuel L. Jackson. He gives that most epic conversation. He gives them that rah 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 speech, and then all of a sudden he's sitting by the water, and the shark comes up and just eats him as soon as he's done with his speech.
Dude, that was like super surprising and messed up.
Yeah, but he gives out this whole like, we're gonna beat this and we're gonna get out of here and we're gonna and then the shark just comes up and eats him.
Yeah. Dude, that was like a super like ill-timed death. Like Like he's in the middle of there, like just doing his Samuel L. thing, and then this fucking shark just comes out and just snatches him up and eats him. That was another movie that I stood on my jaw drop. I was like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah.
Like,
I liked that movie back in the day. Now I watch it and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
It's like Anaconda. Anaconda
Still holds a special place in my heart. I still like Anaconda. Like,
Ice Cube and J-Lo.
If it comes on TV, I'll watch it till the end.
Yeah. John Voight did a good job. He was a good villain.
He did. Yep.
Yeah. Anaconda was good. I remember being in New York. I remember seeing like bootlegs in the street, and one guy had a copy that said Amaconda. what a M.
Close.
I was like,
it's
whoa.
Close.
He can't get arrested or sued. It's Amaconda he has.
Yeah. So what do you got, Paulie?
Terminator in T2.
Thumbs up, baby. Yep.
Peace.
Yep. Classic, dude.
So awesome. It's just like, that's how they end it, is with his fucking thumb.
Yeah.
Just, he's dropped into the shit that's destroying him, and that's awesome.
Paul, let me ask you, be honest though, when you saw Terminator, I mean, you were young, and so was I, and so was Bri. Well, you guys are younger than me. I'm old as dust. But, did you guys get emotional? Like come on, be honest. Like, did you kind of like tear up?
Oh, of course.
You know what got me when he was like, I know now why you cry. And it's something
I think we talked about this exact thing
we
like a
did,
couple weeks ago.
We did. And, it got me. I was like, I want a Terminator, buddy. Epic. But did you guys tear up?
Yeah. Brian won't admit it, but you know damn well he did.
Brian's stone cold. That don't surprise me. That's the Iceman. All right. That's a good one, Paul.
Thank you.
What you got, Brian?
The next one I have on my list is, it's a cool scene because of the whole way that the whole movie's set up. The whole movie has this, crazy kind of slow motion effect that goes throughout the entire movie. So, when the drug slow-mo is taken, within the film, it slows down the entire, surroundings and everything like that. And there's this girl named Mama is like the main badass in the movie.
She's a hot mama.
And Judge Dredd, right before he throws her off of this railing that is like, 40 stories high or whatever like that, he gives her the slow-mo drug and she falls in slow motion to like her death. Mm-hmm. And I just thought that was stuck with me as an epic death scene.
He broke her down. He was like, sentence, death, and just hit her with the slow-mo, throws her out. And
made her wait in slow motion until she hit the ground,
Dude, man, spoilers, but like, when they showed, cause that camera shot, they showed like a upward shot, and they showed.
Oh yeah, and she hit the glass.
Yeah. Yep. Well, she hit the ground, and they. Transparent. Like if it was like you can see her hitting the pavement head on, and you saw her face like mush and then split. It was like ridiculous.
All in slow motion. Yeah.
That sounds fucked up,
dude. It's terrible.
It was.
You didn't see
what movie is this?
Judge Dredd, the new one.
Oh my, that sounds really terrible.
It was pretty gruesome.
Yeah. Wow, that's just awful.
Yeah, it was pretty.
I don't know if I can watch that, not with the face splitting. I'm glad you guys told me ahead of time.
It's in super slow-mo too.
Yeah.
That just doesn't do it for me, man.
Good pick. You got another one, Paul?
Yeah, I got a few. I'll just run through them quickly. I don't really need to go into too much detail. I got Carlito's Way.
Mm-hmm. Good one.
He changes his life. He's trying to do good. He's trying to be a good guy and be legit, and it just isn't happening. And Benny Blanco from the Bronx comes up and just ruins his night.
Yeah. That was a good pick.
I got Jack in Titanic.
Mm-hmm.
Or I should just say Titanic. You know,
overall, everyone died pretty much.
right? It's pretty epic.
Yeah.
Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
When he blows up, you know, he saves his whole friend, and then then it turns out
He didn't die though.
right. It just branched off into a million little Groots.
Yeah.
So, and then Alonzo from Training Day.
Oh man.
I didn't have that on my list, but that's like a good one, Paulie. That's a really good one.
Dude, he died disturbing. Like,
Yeah.
that
How
was
many gunshots do you think he got?
Dude,
Probably like, I don't know,
Shotgun
40 or
blast,
50.
like point
40 or 50
blank.
probably.
And you know what though? He ain't take him like a champ, like Tony Montana though.
Yeah.
Nope. I don't think there's an amount of cocaine that could have saved him from that one.
No, he got messed up, man. But that was a really good death scene. Like Denzel did a good job of making it seem just like very disturbing. Like he's all drooling and panting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it'll make you cringe because you make it's real.
Yeah.
He makes it real.
I saw that, man. I was like, shit. I was like, I'm not gonna be no road cop now.
No. Oh, well,
good.
and he messed with it was the Russians, right, in the movie? Yeah. Don't mess with the Russians.
You got you got some more picks, Brian?
Yeah. I would have to say, obviously.
all that.
No, it's
Obviously,
cool,
no. This, one of my favorite movies, and it has a couple death scenes in it, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the iconic one that you can point out from the movie in Jaws would have to be the initial first scene of the girl at skinny dipping.
Oh yeah.
And she's getting, ripped back and forth and screaming and you don't see the shark so it kind of sets the tone. That's within like the first 5 minutes of the film. It sets the tone for the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
With the way that scene goes.
Yeah, they really build you up there, don't they? You're like, oh, naked chick in the water, and you're like, this is going to be a great movie, and then all of a sudden, she's dead.
Yep.
And you're like, well,
they actually, I read, I did obviously all the behind the scenes and stuff like that.
They filmed a real shark attack.
No, they actually had ropes on the shore, and they had crew members on the ropes, and the crew members were pulling the ropes back and forth to whip her back and forth. But at one point, they were actually almost drowning her because she was like getting thrashed around so much that she wasn't able to grab air for it. So she almost had a death scene for her death scene. Yeah.
Dude, that's a good pick, but from that movie, man, the other one, the gnarly fisherman dude.
Yeah.
When he got chomped like pretty much like in half. Like that was screwed up, man.
Yeah, that's pretty yucky.
That was like, God, like, woo.
That's
brutal.
the other one I was going to mention.
Yeah, brutal. You got any more, Brian? I got like several honorable mentions. I got like maybe like one or two more top picks.
The other one I wanted to bring up, and I don't know, it's not, I guess, an epic death scene so much in like my opinion, but as far as pop culture would go, it would have to be an epic death scene, because it's a go-to whenever you talk about someone getting died. It'd have to be Psycho, the kill scene in the shower.
Did you say getting died?
Possibly. Is that what I said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you get dead,
I understood.
When you get dead, that's what they
get dead.
That's what they go to.
Instead of getting my hair did, I'm getting dead.
So I don't think that you could talk about death scenes without at least mentioning that shower scene from Psycho.
Good one.
And that's pretty much sums up my list.
All right. I mean, we still got a few minutes. You guys could probably piggyback from mine. I just spit them all. I'm gonna say some are serious, some are just fun. I'll just I'm gonna say Mel Gibson and Braveheart.
Oh yeah,
that's
for sure.
Oof, man,
that's a painful death scene.
Oh my god, dude! Like, like that's what a brutal
kills
death.
me the most about that movie when the horses get hurt. I get so bummed out when I watch the horses fall over. I know. I fell asleep halfway through Django. It didn't do it for me, but it's Tarantino. What did I expect, right?
For the audience out there, a little backstory. Paul probably like hates Tarantino, and me and Brian get on him all the time. Like, what, dude? Tarantino rocks.
Yeah, I'm in the minority with literally everybody I know. I respect the guy's art. I can understand his talent, but his movies just don't do it for me aside from a very select few.
Yeah.
they just, I don't know, they're just over the top. And it's annoying to me.
I love them for that.
The amount of heads I've seen literally explode or get squished or shit like that, man, it's just not, it's not for me.
You gotta go into the movie knowing that, though. That's what you're gonna get.
Right, but even knowing it does the opposite to me. It makes me just not want to watch the movie. But then I see something like, The Expendables, where like the first 5 minutes of it, dude's getting blown in half with some like railgun or shotgun. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
You know, and that's fine to me, but Inglourious Bastards, nah. Thought it was awful.
I'm a big fan of, I get what you're saying, Paul. They're like really over the top and cartoony. Truth be told, I'm more of a fan of his small talk and dialogue.
Yeah, he's definitely a master. He's definitely a master of dialogue.
Yeah. He just makes me laugh in his movies, you know, like how about Reservoir Dogs when, Buscemi was saying, how he doesn't tip and, that whole conversation, I don't tip, I don't believe in it. And they're like, what the fuck you mean you don't tip? Like, put a couple of dollars on the table, you bum. And like, you know, like, he's like, no. And then they went into this whole spiel about like how waitresses, that's how they make their living and blah, blah, blah. You know? Or how about when they were picking their names? Mr. Blonde, Mr. Pink. He's like, why I gotta be Mr. Pink? Funny stuff. So I got Mel Gibson, Braveheart. I got, Tom Hanks in Philadelphia, which is a very hard-hitting, tragic, slow death. He died of, AIDS in that movie, which at the time, it was a very touchy subject. Sigourney Weaver in Alien 3, when she like falls back into like the, I don't know if it was like molten metal or something, and like the queen like busts out of her stomach.
Time out. Mm-hmm. So if she dies in Alien 3, how are they making another sequel to Alien that's gonna have her in it?
They're not counting Alien 3. They're going right after the second one, Aliens.
Yeah.
They're not. It's not in the Aliens canon. Only Prometheus, Alien, and Aliens, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're disregarding 3 and Resurrection and the Alien versus Predator movies. Another few more. I'm gonna call him Cyclops Dude. Cyclops Dude from Krull. Like, and I don't know if you guys remember that, but it was like the Cyclops Dude, and there was like this stone wall closing, like door, and he like sacrifices himself and like holds the door while like the other people get inside, and he gets squished. So, Cyclops Dude, I commend you, from Krull. I got
Cyclops Dude, I commend you.
Yeah. Vincent from Collateral, played by Tom Cruise, when he gets shot by Jamie Foxx and he just like slumps, on his seat and dies on the train. And that scene was cool because there was like some foreshadowing in that movie, because they had a conversation earlier about, LA's so busy and a crazy city that like there was a story of a guy dying on a train and he wound up riding around for 6 hours before anybody noticed. So they kind of have some foreshadowing where they talk about that, and then Tom Cruise goes and dies the same way at the end. I thought it was a kind of a cool scene. Book of Eli, Denzel dying.
Yep.
Oh.
Damn it, I'm sorry, Paul. I totally forgot.
Oh, that's okay.
I just made that up.
It's my own fault for still not seeing that.
Yeah, Paul,
movie.
you really got to do some homework and watch that movie before we ruin any other movies for you.
Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. Like my eyes.
That's like the fourth. Yeah. That's like the fourth time we brought it up in a podcast. So,
dude, too bad we're not doing video because my eyes like just lit up like, oh.
Yep.
And the last one, it's not like such an iconic, crazy death, but I just thought of it. I'm gonna say, Matt Damon in Elysium when he sacrificed himself, and that was a movie death that I thought about.
How about Matt Damon in The Departed, where he walks in on Mark Wahlberg and Mark Wahlberg just shoots him right in the head?
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
Caught me off guard. I was like, what? Completely. Everybody dies. Oh yeah, spoilers. They all shoot each other.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
But if you haven't seen Departed by now, then forget you.
Yeah, you suck. Don't listen to our podcast.
Cause that's another one of those movies that you just have to see.
So those are all my picks, man. What about you guys?
It's good.
Well, that's all I got.
All right.
So I think that about sums up our most epic death scenes.
Yeah.
And if we ruined any movies for you, I'm sorry. But we told you at the beginning of the podcast that there was going to be death scenes. So if you talked about a movie that has a death scene in it, you should have luck.
Yeah. All right. So I guess we'll be back with the next one is 13, right?
Yep.
And we'll be talking about our most excited upcoming movies in the next year. So
yes, sir.
If you want to hit us up on Facebook, we're on Facebook. We're trying to climb up the ranks on Podomatic.com. We're also on iTunes as well. Just look us up, Newbreed Film Reviews. And
on Twitter. at
Newbreed Film
Reviews.
You can talk to Paulie because he's the only one that's going to be running that. So if you hit up Paulie, or if you hit up that Twitter, it's just going to be Paul.
Yeah, we would also love some email, even one. Please, somebody out there email us.
Please email
feel
us.
Important.
That's Newbreed.
Go ahead.
Newbreed Film Reviews 2014 at gmail.com.
Yeah. It would be pretty awesome. I would be happy.
All right, gentlemen.
See you on 13.
See ya.
Yes, sir.